Honestly, there's a friend of mine who's got a great saying about creating a company.
At some point in our lives, we may have thought about establishing our own business, be it big or small. When the global health situation occurred, a lot of people lost their jobs due to companies retrenching and cutting losses. As a result, a lot of people were forced to find other means to pay for bills and earn money. For some of you who are interested in creating your own business, you're in luck, since today's topic discusses things you should avoid when starting a business. But before we dig into that, make sure to give our video a like and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you don't miss any of our new releases. So, without further ado, here are things you need to avoid when starting a business. Don't skip the plan-making process. This is one of the crucial yet overlooked parts of establishing your business. The process of planning alone is very tedious and demands effort, but it is important since it'll dictate the flow of things in the long run. Make sure you do your research as part of the planning process so you won't fumble blindly in the dark once operations start running. Part of the planning process is creating 3 types of plans: a business plan, how your business will be overall; a financial plan, how you'll manage the flow of money during operations as well as allocating your resources; and a marketing plan, which pertains to how you'll sell your product by putting yourself out there, whether in physical means or in digital form. To echo what Deacon Hayes, a financial expert and founder of wellkeptwallet.com, said, "Too many businesses start without a basic plan, and if you fail to plan, you are essentially planning to fail." A startup should map out a business plan, even if it's just 1 page. It should include how much it costs to operate, how much they anticipate selling, who would buy their product, and why. Not doing your research on your ideal market and competition. A lot of people have been launching their business lines without doing extensive research on their ideal market. The downside of not doing this is, of course, failure. Investing so much time, money, and effort only for it to not succeed is frustrating. Before you start, make sure to test your product and service before offering it to others. Aside from knowing your ideal market, you need to study your competition in business. You need to keep tabs on what the competition is up to be on par and keep yourself in the industry, not knowing about your products. This is another rookie mistake people who recently launched a business have been doing. Based on what we've seen, some people just started a business since they saw that it's a growing trend, not bothering to figure out how the product works nor what it does. You need to know what you're actually selling to market it and make better sales. Not investing in marketing. Marketing plays a big role in businesses since it reels in customers as well as potential investors. It can take many forms, such as word-of-mouth referrals, traditional advertising, and online marketing. Of course, you do what works best for you and your target market, but the common mistake is not putting yourself out there and thinking that consumers will come to you. Another thing to consider, it's also important to put yourself on the internet. You don't need to create your own website and domain, unless of course you want to and you have the means, but having a page for your business on the likes of social media apps can up your visibility greatly, such as creating a page on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Like what we said at the get-go, it's best to create a marketing plan for your business. As said by Cabaña co-founder Sam Shepard, if you have successfully validated the problem, market, and idea for your startup, then you need to have a plan for how you're going to get your first user, first 10 users, first 100 users, and so on. That's where you need a detailed marketing strategy that encompasses the initial acquisition of users, the conversion of those users into paying customers, and making those customers so happy with your product that they help you get more users through reviews, word of mouth, referrals, etc. Don't do it all by yourself. In business, we see people handling all the tasks on their own and struggling in doing so. What happens when you try to do it all is you may compromise several aspects, especially during operations. Sure, you're eager and able to do a lot of different trades, but in business, efficiency is a high priority. You can hire a team that will do tasks delegated to them while you can accomplish your own tasks better suited for your skills. As said by CEO of Rent Items, James Zabardi, don't try to run a new business by yourself. Find and onboard trustworthy, seasoned advisors to discuss your business ideas, strategy, challenges, and progress. Wisdom and power exist in the multiplicity of counsel. Incentivize 4 to 6 people to join your company as advisors to receive continuous feedback so that fewer mistakes will occur. Don't be scared of contracts. When it comes to establishing a business, there needs to be a legally binding document for the parties involved in creating said business. Business owners need to make their agreement legal, but many others are afraid of doing so. Don't just rely on your partner's goodwill in keeping his end of the bargain, since when the worst case scenario comes, you have something to legally seek him with. path. Just like with Michelle Cullen Johnson, the co-founder of Two Dream Productions, said, "One of the biggest mistakes a business owner entrepreneur can make when starting a business is the failure to implement contracts. No matter how good relationships may be, they can come to a screeching halt when systems and agreements are not put in place. Don't undervalue yourself or your product." One of the mistakes novice business owners have been making is undervaluing themselves and their products as a way to generate more revenue. Business owners have been selling themselves short as a way to make more sales, but that does not really equate to a business. By doing this, you're running yourself into the ground, and the return of investment does not suffice to how much you put out initially. James Chittenden, a business consultant at One Click Advisor, shares a piece of advice. Don't price too high, but don't price too low just to gain market share. If you are good, price like it. Many entrepreneurs start with the best of intentions and give things away for free and do free things for charity, community, or visibility. Be very careful with this, because you don't want to be known as a source of freebies. Ring the cash register first. Don't overspend, but at the same time, don't underspend. When starting a business, you don't really need a large investment, but it does help to have a contingency fund in case things don't go exactly as planned. Do your research first. You don't need to have the top-of-the-line equipment or software for you to operate successfully. Be smart about where you put your money. At the same time, don't be so frugal that you'll hinder your business's operations by not buying or investing anything that'll help the business grow bigger. You need to find a common ground and create a budget plan for you to succeed so you know where to invest, whether it's a piece of equipment or software, and where to cut your expenses. Best said by the founder and chief of Billergenie Inc., Thomas Aronica, once said, "Handling money incorrectly and being irresponsible with cash flow is a death sentence for startups with limited access to capital. I've made the mistake of hiring too many people instead of the right people, and spending money to fill the top of the funnel without having a well-defined process to manage the bottom of the funnel. Putting good money to bad use and trying to be everything to everyone instead of being niche-focused is a surefire way to waste valuable time and money, which are the lifeblood of any startup. Don't be afraid of technology. In this digital age, everything is pretty much online, and we know you're also just starting a business and at the same time fumbling through what to do. Add that to learning new tools of the trade. That being said, eventually, you need to put your business online and learn a lot of digital trade. Yes, it is overwhelming, but the benefits outweigh the risks and the efforts in learning it. Aside from that, we're at the point wherein technology is already capable of executing simple tasks and efficiently too. New technology is intimidating, but trust us when we tell you, learning and adapting it will benefit you and your business in the long run. Not making realistic goals. A goal is what we work hard on to either achieve happiness, success, and contentment, or all three of them. In business, setting a goal can drive you in the direction you want to go to establish your store successfully, as well as identify the path and actions you need to take to move forward. Similarly, it keeps you on track when in your day-to-day operations as well. Make sure you have a realistic goal first in establishing your business. You don't just jump and pull out the big guns. You take baby steps and progressively aim higher towards where you want them to go. That's a realistic goal. Best said by Mark Webster, co-founder of The Authority Hacker. When you start to see success, it can be easy to assume that growth will continue. And the best way to make the most of it is to simply copy and paste your working formula. However, if you expand your business too rapidly, you could have dire consequences. You may find that your period of growth was only temporary and end up stuck with a bunch of new staff, but no work and no funds to cover them. That's why it's important to take a slow and steady approach to expansion and never act on a spur of good results. And with that, we're ending today's topic of things you should avoid when starting a business. There are many more factors and tips to consider, but at least with this list, you have a general idea of what to do in case you want to start one. Don't forget to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content. See you again next time, and thanks for watching.